So picture this. A single gunshot echoes in a cold Denver parking lot. A 27-year-old man, Andrew Jich, is dead. And the killers? They're caught on camera, but you can't see their faces. This is the kind of case that could have easily gone cold. But what happened next was honestly a masterclass in detective work. A story where hard evidence smashes right into brilliant interrogation strategy to untangle this massive web of lies.
And it all starts right here. In those first frantic moments after the shooting, a witness makes a 911 call. They give one single detail that changes everything: a silver two-door Pontiac. This becomes the critical first thread for investigators to pull, and believe me, it was a thread that would unravel a whole lot more than just a murder.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this whole thing down. First, we'll look at the crime itself and that all-important silver car. Then, we're going to get into the interrogation room and see how they cracked the car's owner, Alicia Valdez. After that, we'll explore the brilliant psychological play they used on her boyfriend, Devon Howard, and see how his confession just blew the whole case wide open. And finally, we'll see how it all ended, with justice for Andrew Jich.
All right, let's start at the very beginning. In those first 24 hours, detectives were dealing with a completely senseless murder, a family's worst nightmare, and really just one crucial lead: that silver car. Their entire investigation pretty much hinged on finding it.
Now this is where the story gets just bizarre. I mean, look at this contrast. 1 minute, Andrew Jich is shot and killed. They even run over his body as they speed away. The next, just minutes later, a security camera at a 7-Eleven catches the people from that exact car, Alicia Valdez, Caleb Vigil, and Devon Howard, laughing, joking, buying snacks like nothing ever happened. It's absolutely chilling.
So with that clue, the investigation moved incredibly fast. You've got the murder on video, you've got the witness description of the car, and then a little bit of luck kicks in. Around 4 a.m., an officer pulls over a silver Pontiac for driving recklessly. And who's inside? They're suspects. And critically, a 9mm pistol with a pocket full of bullets. The net was closing in, and fast.
So, with their suspects in custody, the game moves from the street to the interrogation room, and they decide to start with the owner of the car, a 19-year-old named Alicia Valdez. The goal here was simple: take her story and just tear it down, piece by piece.
And this really shows you their strategy. This wasn't about screaming or trying to intimidate her. No. Step 1, build rapport. They offered her water, made her feel as comfortable as you can in that situation. Then, step 2, they got her to lay out her timeline for the night, locking her into a story. Step 3, the trap. They let her build this entire wall of lies, knowing all along they had the proof to knock it right down. And then, the final step, apply pressure. Hard.
And here it is. This is the exact moment the trap springs. The detective asks her about being in the parking lot where the murder happened, and she says, "I don't recall being in a dark parking lot." Well, the detective's response was a bombshell. "We have it on video. Your car at the scene of a murder." Suddenly, her vague memory doesn't mean a thing against cold, hard, visual proof.
And if the video wasn't enough, the detective hits her with the final blow: forensic science. Ballistics confirmed that the bullet they took from Andrew Jich's body was a perfect match to that 9mm pistol they found in her car. I mean, there's just no escape from that. Her car was there, the murder weapon was in it, and she'd already claimed she was the only one who ever drove it. She was caught.
Okay, so let's shift gears to the next interrogation, because this is where the psychology gets really interesting. Detectives knew Alicia's boyfriend, Devon Howard, was desperate to protect her, so they decided to use that loyalty against him in what you could call a brilliant psychological gambit.
I mean, this quote from Devon says it all. The second he sits down, he basically hands them his playbook. He isn't there to protect himself. He's there to save Alicia. He truly believes if he just talks, he can somehow make her problems go away. And right then, the detectives knew they had the key to unlock him.
This brings us to a tactic you see in these high-stakes situations. Let's call it an interrogation checkmate. It's a strategy where you use a suspect's own emotions, their own attachments, against them. Every single move Devon tries to make to protect Alicia is just going to push him closer to implicating himself. He thought he was playing a game of chess, but he didn't realize the detectives were already 5 moves ahead.
And here it is, the checkmate move. Devon is stonewalling, right? He's refusing to name the shooter. So the detective poses this genius question. By suggesting that maybe Alicia was the mastermind, he puts Devon in an impossible position.
Either stay quiet and let your girlfriend take the fall for planning a murder, or you speak up to defend her and, in doing so, reveal who really was behind it.
While Devon chose to defend her, and when he did, the dam of lies just completely broke. His confession didn't just solve Andrew Jich's murder, it ended up exposing a whole shocking pattern of violent crime that the police had no idea about.
So for hours, the detectives kept bringing up the third person, Caleb Vigil, calling him the shooter, trying to get Devon to slip. And finally, he did. It's a small offhand moment. The detective asks if Caleb was pissed off after the shooting, and Devon, just exhausted and worn down, replies without even thinking, "Yeah, I just shot somebody." Boom. That was it. The confirmation they needed.
But wait, it gets crazier. He didn't stop there. In this desperate attempt to prove the murder wasn't a planned robbery so Alicia wouldn't be implicated, Devon starts talking about other crimes they had planned. He accidentally confesses to a whole string of violent robberies, one at a cell phone store and another incident where they shot into a pregnant woman's home. His attempt to control the story just backfired, spectacularly.
So, now they have a full confession, a mountain of evidence, and the case finally moves towards its conclusion. And the sentences the court handed down, well, they definitely reflected the cold-blooded nature of these crimes. Let's start with Devon Howard, the guy who walked into that room so sure he could talk his girlfriend out of trouble. For his role as an accomplice and for that whole list of other violent crimes he confessed to, he was found guilty on 18 counts. The judge sentenced him to life in prison, plus another 279 years.
Next up, Caleb Vigil. The man Devon identified as the trigger man. The guy his own friend said unloaded into somebody. He also received a life sentence, plus an additional 118 years for the murder and all the other crimes.
And finally, Alicia Valdez. In the end, Devon's girlfriend Gambit was a total catastrophic failure. Despite every word he said to try and protect her, she was also found guilty for her part in the murder of Andrew Jich. Her sentence, life in prison with no possibility of parole.
So that kind of brings us to our final thought here. The CCTV footage, the 9mm pistol, that evidence was absolutely essential. It put the right people in the right place at the right time. But it was the deep understanding of human psychology, of loyalty, guilt, and the instinct to protect someone that really broke this case wide open. It just leaves you wondering, in the hunt for justice, which tool is more powerful?